Welcome to rural America. It is 7 a.m. in Oklahoma State, which is to be found in the middle of the United States of America. It is a sparsely populated state. The population here is only about 3 million persons. It is predominantly inhabited by white farmers. They grow wheat, corn, or maize if you like, among other crops. It is one of the states that feed America. Now, this is the red soil of Oklahoma. And you know what? In Oklahoma, beef industry is one of the biggest activities here. Oklahoma has a history of agricultural education and research to support the farming activities. That teaching and research is the flagship of Oklahoma State University. Kenya's alumni of the university include Moi University Vice Chancellor Professor Richard Mibei. This region was selected as the venue for an international exchange program that incorporated 7 Kenyans and 7 Ugandans to share ideas that could help feed the world.
Kenya and Uganda were recognized as countries that are anticipating very high increases in their population in the next 10, 20, 30 years. And I think the Department of State and the U.S. government also sees those countries in the Horn of Africa, more or less, as being important strategic partners.
Oklahoma is known for rainwater harvesting. You find so many water ponds and man-made lakes. Hassan Abdi, a pastoralist from Tana River, picked this as a crucial area in food security.
Ni lazima watu wakati ya mvua wanavuna. Kitu nimejifunza hapa ni kama kwetu kuna ukame.
Oklahoma is strong in mechanization, good for efficiency and cost cutting in the long run.
Now if you have small plots, which we have as our countries are fragmented, this may not very work well except in areas where we have private farmers with plantation agriculture.
According to some of the foreigners who have been to Kenya, there is so much potential in the country.
Kenyans do a lot with a little. It's amazing at how ingenuitive and how creative and how hardworking the Kenyans were. You know, and a lot of times in America we'll say, I just can't do that. I don't have what I need to do that.
It is not just about lessons from other countries, but Kenya too has its own strengths and traditional way of doing things that could still make it feed herself.
To me, what we need is to become a bit more committed to our country and use the resources that God has given us freely to develop our country. We can get there.
Research shows that about 50% of agricultural produce in sub-Saharan Africa goes to waste, yet many governments continue to invest more in production than post-harvest management.
When you look at, the production side, we are not doing a very bad job, okay? But to increase, productivity by 50% would be a tall order. But yet, preserving that food, to avoid the 50% losses, I think it's something that is much simpler to do.
The role of infrastructure, storage facilities, and local processing for value addition cannot be overemphasized. In the US, only 2% of the population is involved in direct farming, but there are so many professionals in that chain that contribute to food security.
The other day I went for a training and the police were being told the importance of agriculture in Oklahoma. And they were listening about agri, and I was like, a training for the policemen on the importance of agriculture. I found that quite interesting.
Our biggest lesson here is that we can never work alone. We have to work together.
After the Oklahoma trip, the next destination was Washington, D.C., where we met Kenya's Agriculture Minister, Dr. Sally Kosgei, at a conference that brought together a wider group of food security experts. She also stressed the importance of post-harvest management.
We are also trying to increase the number of silos in the country so that not too much food is left with the farmer at home.
And do you know that Oklahoma too experienced drought this year? How did the government and farmers handle the situation? Join me for the second part of this series, Feed the Future, tomorrow. Alex Chamwada for Sunday Live.